That is not the mic that's supposed to be going through. Uh-huh. Update software. Think that this will be an easy stream night. Software ops that remembering what in the world you're supposed to be set to is stupid and dumb. Is that better? Alright, it's now coming out of the right mic. You'd think that this would be easier. Isn't it still working properly? Okay, that is. Okay. Now let's get you on track. Properties. Why are you on default? Fun. And it's also not picking up the video source it needs to. Okay. Okay. That's not right. That's not right at all. Are you working? Are you live? What that? Yeah, that's not going through there at all. Mm-hmm. All right. So that's now running through there like it's supposed to. Exit out. Cancel that. Properties. There we go. That should be going through the right thing. Go here. Properties again. Why did I close that? Sorry, we're going to be fixing one problem at a time on stream live. Because I can't be arsed. Need that. Okay. And you're supposed to be coming out of of supposed to be taking desktop audio out from isn't like mm-hmm. Single player start. Mhm. Oh, now that's working. Finally. Load. Of course, he's being an imbecile. That's nothing new. All right. Let's make sure that audio input's right. That's not the button. This choo-choo is doing things, but it's currently stopped at station. What is your status? You are unloading at Ella. Perfect. Good, you're good. I wasn't paying attention. We're in control of locomotive 1. So I want. Alright, so the audio is not going through there. Through there. Wait. That's good. That's funny because I'm not getting game audio. Even though this is supposed to be audio for the god. Okay. That's right. Thanks, voice meter. I mean, not voice meter. Thanks, OBS, for being a piece of junk with your update. So it's not this, right? What is that? Okay. So I had things reversed. And let me make sure. All right. Fair warning, this week's going to be weird. Probably not going to be going completely nuts this week. Look at you. Mm. Mm-hmm. Let's get this train rolling. Max out speed on road. So we're starting an hour early to stop an hour early. Yeah, that's kind of our current thinking. Alright. Yep, everything looks correct. Mhm. What? What are you doing here?
What do you mean, no?
No. That's all I
No.
mean by it. No. Flat out no.
What, you don't like the Klingon?
On stream.
God damn it.
I told you that. Hmm. I think I may need to rework things. Mm-hmm. So why do? Okay, yeah, we're going to end up reworking some things in the near future. Hmm. Mm-hmm. No. No.
Hi,
No.
Zachary.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Why
What
can't
the
you
hell
hear
is
me?
going?
Did you
You're
mute
quiet.
yourself? Are you being rude? Do you need more toast? The toast is a lie, isn't it?
Speak.
No, I refuse.
Oh, that's
Speaking is
better.
optional. But what if it isn't?
Well, then we'll nuke it.
Hmm. Meow.
You can't hear anything that's going on around in my background, can you?
No, not right now. You may want to adjust your keying
Why?
because that's why you end up with an open mic. Is your keying? You know, basically what you should do is you should use the Discord. How would you say it?
The thing.
Yeah, the area where you can adjust your sensitivity, and then what you do is you just check for your ambient. Check, you know, find the area where you're actually talking. You'll lose some of the low stuff in Discord, but hey, it's worth not, you know,
Right.
not having anything embarrassing playing.
So why are you on so early?
Uh, because I'm planning on going to bed an hour early because I got stuff that I need to do tomorrow.
Oh, are we still doing? Are we still doing our thing tomorrow too? Afterwards.
We should be able to
Okay.
because you get off at 2:30, right?
Yep. I get
Yeah,
off when you start, basically.
yeah. Which is why so often you,
Which is why occasionally, when I'm going to my car, I will
yeah,
start going to work. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Right? Right.
right.
I love cold water.
Water of the cold variety is preferable to water of the not so cold variety. Do you want to join me in Railroader?
Well, let's see. Do I have the game installed?
Knowing you, that's probably no, because having anything installed is a pain for you. Speaking of, have you been able to put any more work into the thing we talked about?
I was working on that earlier.
Okay.
However, I am still deciding on which ones to do first.
Here's my first suggestion to you. At bare minimum, break them up and start condensing them into their, separating out the categories, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So I got home tonight,
Uh oh.
and you know what I did?
What?
Fell asleep on the couch.
Of course you did.
Let's see. There's B&D, Broken Desperate, HMRR, SPR, SPLR, ECRR Frankie, DEKY, Ass Ass,
Mm-hmm.
OVRR, Ohio Valley, LCR Trains Forge, Home of Human Suffering. The
LCR
last
trains? What?
the BBC. What? LCR Trains Forge, home of human suffering.
Okay.
SNR, DDG, and MN. I can't find the one I'm looking for. Shut
Mhm.
up! I know, honey,
So,
I know, but you need to be quiet. Sorry, kitty's meowing because of Zach. Don't encourage her, please. I've had to deal with this all day.
just let the cat have its EP times.
Oh no, she don't need her. She don't Evie and she's not Evie and Neeby's the sleepy. She's single and ready to mingle.
Yeah, I know, but mhm.
The House of Flop.
Meow. Meow. So it's any. Oh, I guess I should talk about this on stream.
Uh,
Recently I saw a big locomotive. Big.
Us. We saw Big Locomotive.
No, you don't count. You're half a person. Yeah, we saw big locomotive. Not just once, twice. Unfortunately, we decided not to chase it. Follow it out of town. Uh, Unfortunately, Monday he worked, and uh, I I have stuff I need to prepare for this week, which is what a lot of my time has been going towards as of late. All right, so we're going to pull locomotive number 2 out. Oh, are the lumber cars ready? Oh no. No,
All
they're.
I'm gonna, all I'm gonna say is that's me with my cats.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so in terms of Big Choo Choo, I mean, anybody who's familiar with the train world should be able to guess pretty quick what it is, but for the handful of you that aren't, Big Boy went through town fairly recently. And yeah, it is Choo Choo of significant size and very impressive in all regards.
Ooh, a Grand Voyage update. Oh no. Anyway,
But yeah, big old American steam locomotive. Had some fun talking with people, looking around. Uh, some people had questions. I helped out because, as I'm pretty sure the other person here can tell you,
he's
uh,
a big he's a big fuck off train nerd.
I see. But yeah, and the big boy is kind of my jam in those regards.
The big boy to him is like the Queen Mary to me.
It is unfortunate that that's even close to accurate.
The Queen Mary is my beloved. The big boy is your beloved.
All right, so
Which is ironic considering you're the straight one here.
are you sure you want to say that on stream?
Sorry. When I say straight one, I mean like
The straight guy, the
straight,
the yeah,
the straight man, like Martin and Lewis, Dean Martin.
yeah.
You're the Dean Martin to my Jerry Lewis.
Except for you're just an ongoing disaster.
Well, so is Jerry Lewis. Okay, fine. You're the Costello to my Abbott.
I see. But yeah. Do we want to do this yet, or are we too busy making bank to care right now?
User is suspected to be part of an online Bluey organization. Please report any suspicious activity to Discord staff.
What? Online Bluey organization?
Yes.
Wish that signaling wasn't so dang expensive.
User is
Um,
suspected to be part of an online terrorist organization. Please report any suspicious activity to Galaxy Garrison Command.
what's wrong with Bluey of all things?
I am going to admit this on stream, but I may have watched a few episodes of it and I might like it.
Dude, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Okay, good.
Dude, that show has taken the world by storm to at least some extent.
All I'm gonna say is Unicourse.
And I think I'll say right now, I know exactly why it's taken the world by storm.
It's Australia.
Nope. Although the murderous kangaroos do help.
This is true. I kind of want a Unicourse puppet so it can randomly pop up and I can go. And why should I care?
But I'll say right now, a huge part of the reason why that show has been so wildly successful is because, like, just look at the characters. They're so believable.
Yeah.
Plus, they don't bother talking down to children. Like,
And then you have the line that, and then you have the one line. And why should I care?
regardless, yeah, there's. Well, I'll say right now, the easiest way to make a more enjoyable and entertaining show is don't talk down to your audience.
Exactly.
You can get away with it to a certain extent, and there are a number of, you know, a number of things that allow you to get away with it. But you can only get away with it for so long until finally your audience gets sick of it and walks the other way.
Right.
So we're. Can we just sell the caboose?
Sure.
So you want to just sell it? It is.
Cage-free vegan paleo sausage.
Well, Aiden has spoken. We are selling the caboose instead of setting it on a storage truck. That should be a nice little kickback. Meow. Also, I am very much getting you now. Getting your show.
I'm not even watching anything.
I know you're not. Well, you are. You very much are watching something. I think that sounded like what's the name of it? Animaniacs. That's what it sounded like.
Maybe. Facebook's a toxic waste dump.
This is true. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah.
I love how the reboot of Animaniacs actually was like, oh yeah, we've ran out of ideas, so we're rebooting this.
Who has?
Animaniacs. It's like they literally stated, oh yeah, this is a cash grab.
Well, Coupler has been decoupled to be retired. Goodbye, little caboose.
Now,
I
would
don't
the
have.
Ghost Girl be darker if we resurrected B. Arthur?
I don't know. All right, we're gonna get one of these cars. I hope it still has the old effect, but I think they dropped it. But it will give us 50 extra passengers. Or Aiden, do we go with the open platform car? That's cheaper.
Open platform.
Well, if I'm just gonna do that, then let's not sell that. And then let's just purchase the new car, which then Aiden can name. Where did it drop it? Oh, back there. What? Yard, reverse, 20. Hmm. Come here, come here. Mm-hmm. Customize. Let's see. Customize. Apply. Done.
That was that was that was.
Pull that brake.
So apparently, the guy who voiced Hunter in the Owl House and Go in Pokemon
Mm-hmm.
can rap.
Let's actually take it. Well, Aiden, because of your decision, the caboose was saved.
Oh,
Because now it is a 3-car passenger train with a caboose. Mm-hmm. Come on.
Hello, Hearst.
No. Mm-hmm. Yum. Mm-hmm. Come on, Loco. Come on. Back. Mm-hmm.
Here's your check for the reboot, you sellouts.
Animaniacs. We'll stop. Let's drop that. Pop that. Pull forward 10. Wonder why Aiden doesn't love us.
Well, there's a lot of things you can do with a stick, Elmo.
Okay then. Yeah, he's lost in animaniacing. Hmm. Mm-hmm.
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 Are Bert and Ernie? Yes, they are.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Meow.
Meow. Meow.
Taco.
Bob. Sorry,
Taco
Bob.
cat.
Did you know Taco Cat spelled backwards is Taco Cat?
I see.
See what I did there?
Yes.
Huh? 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 Okay. So how's my favorite Zach?
What?
And I can say that because I actually know multiple Zachs.
Yeah. Today I ran into another Zach.
Really?
Yep.
Let's see. There's you. There's the one over in another building. There's Zach Godig. There's
Today I was
Zach
having.
Mendez.
Today I was doing some important stuff for my vehicle, and yeah, one of the guys at the counter was a Zach.
Did you make a
Wow.
joke about that?
Yep. I informed him of the class in high school where there was four of us. Four of us. Four
So
of
there
us.
was so there were four Zachs.
Yeah, and there was one of those teachers who'd greet you at the door too.
So it's like, hi Zach, hi Zach, hi Zach, hi Zach.
Hey, you know it's a hat trick.
Yep. Well, no, it's a hat trick plus one because a hat trick is three.
Yeah, but
Because
you get
in
the point.
yeah, because in hockey, a hat trick is when I'm explaining this for the audience, by the way. In
Mhm.
hockey, a hat trick is when you have a player on the ice and he scores three consecutive goals. Well, it doesn't have to be consecutive, but he scores three goals in one game, and that is what they call a hat trick because the audience will continue to throw their hats down onto the
Mm,
ice.
mhm.
At least that's what I know of a hat. That's where I heard of a hat trick.
That is an interesting story, bro.
Let me guess, you don't care?
No, I just. Hmm. Mhm. Mhm.
Oh gosh, that feels good. You know when you stretch and something pops and it feels really good?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what happened to me.
Hmm. We get to the end of the yard, and we put this car onto the rest of that train. I feel bad for whatever poor soul has to pick up our trains. Hmm. Hmm. Meow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Guard mode, go 20. Right, hooks in. Mm-hmm. Up the other end of this car. Let's put 2 handbrakes on the front. Not that I'm worried about it actually. Mm-hmm. Hmm. No. Alright, so now that we're completely through, we need to go forward, flip the swatch, then give the choo choo some speed.
So why are you telling me this? Because life is short and you are hot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Meow. Meow. Mm-hmm. Let's get ourselves hooked up to our passenger cars. Let's now check the station now that we've done all that. Mm. Aiden,
Yeah.
you do not want to know what was just heard on stream.
Maybe that I walked into the bathroom and flushed the toilet and immediately walked out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why you just randomly flush the toilet.
What? I can be random.
Oh, I don't have a problem with the randomness.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Let me rephrase that because I think my mic died there because that was what was going through my mind at the time. That's what's been going through my mind all day is
Hmm.
sorry, hold on. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. The inner machinations of my mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want a cute girl to cuddle me.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, you wouldn't know the first thing about physical affection. So, plus you're
I do
female.
know things about physical affection. You just, you really push it. You
Well,
really push the boundaries of it. Hmm.
that's kind of gross.
What?
Then again, I really can't judge it because I've not tried it. No, I'm in the kitchen right now, and it
Mm-hmm.
looks like my dad got some Japanese chip flavors. One of them
Mm-hmm.
is Lay's ribeye steak flavored, and the other one looks to be chicken feet. So I really can't judge it. I mean, the ribeye steak flavor probably tastes great. Because you know me, I love a ribeye.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, Japan also has wasabi flavored Kit Kats. How's that for weird?
Wow. Mhm.
So overall, did you have a day?
Today was just busy. Also, the passenger train is now 3 passenger cars long.
Nice.
Meh.
I thought cold water was supposed to boil quicker.
Mhm.
No, do you remember that part of Hell's Kitchen? She puts cold water. Like, why is the water not boiling yet? Well, I thought cold water was supposed to boil quicker.
Meow. Meow. You're against the
Sorry.
switch stand. Switch stand.
Let me. I have to do that again. Meow. Meow. Meow.
Okay, I'll make sure to beat you to death with a pizza.
Neil Neil deGrasse Tyson. Meow.
Zoom.
Waka waka.
Waka Waka exploded yesterday.
But did it do the zaminamina eh?
After it exploded. All right, now just traveling in reverse.
Oh.
Aiden, leave the taco alone.
Why would you name your ship that?
To offend you.
USS Chernobyl.
To offend you specifically.
I'm not offended by it. I just find it weird. Why would you name a ship after one of the biggest nuclear disaster? No, not one of the biggest nuclear disaster of all time.
Because they never had big man talk with them. That, or maybe they're as fascinated by Chernobyl as you are by the Queen Mary.
Hey, I'm actually pretty fascinated with Chernobyl, let's be honest.
I
USS
mean,
Chernobyl.
that, or maybe they're just expecting to have problems with the dilithium reaction.
Yeah, warp core explodes and irradiates, however.
Irradiates an entire planet.
Yeah. Actually, no, Captain Cisco did that in an episode of DS9. He took quantum torpedoes and attached a payload to them, which irradiated an entire planet.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that just to make a point. The USS Cannon retcon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're right now just filling the train up with coal.
That sounds cold.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, here I am flying around DT9.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean by DT9, right? Deep 9.
So we got 6 tons of coal in this choo-choo. We release the Independent. We throw open the hatch. Back up.
Wait, you released the Independent, the tank? When you say the Independent, you mean the tank, right?
Let's see. I'm playing a train game.
Oh. You're not playing Bore Thunder?
No, War Thunder sucks.
No, did you notice what I call it?
Yeah.
Bore Thunder.
War Thunder, the reason why it sucks is because, number one, the game devs are. Yeah. But. Yeah.
You can't say that if they sponsor you one day.
Yeah, I'd be willing to take some stuff back because it is a legitimately good game when it's not being bad.
For instance, all the Russian stuff.
Well, yeah, so you got overrated Russian equipment. You got the Abrams is completely underrated in terms of its armor protection.
Mm-hmm.
In fairness, you can't like 100% go off of the real life protection because that require them having documentation that they're not supposed to have. Not like
Classified stuff.
not like they don't have it already anyways, but
Well, they probably do for the Russian stuff.
no. So a really good example is Challenger had the documentation which talks about the mantlet released on the War Thunder forums.
To the Badlands. Wait, really?
Yeah. The reason why is this one guy thought was public documentation, which I'll say right now, just because something's declassified doesn't necessarily mean that they want the public to know about it.
Right. Because there is
So
such thing as there is because in our jobs we have to take a training that says about that.
yeah, so there's like confidential, you know,
It's controlled
classified top.
unclassified information is what they have.
Yeah, so it's like controlled information. Technically, a member of the public could walk in and look it up at any time, but it's
It's
not
not.
meant to be on the internet. But the documentation, the reason why this guy released it is that he was pissed because the Challenger in game, the mantlet armor design is completely wrong. Like 120%, it is wrong. And this guy got really ticked about it, went to the archives, made copies, and then released them on the War Thunder forum. And now he's in trouble for it because, well, once again, even though they're not technically classified, they're still one of the they're a low level of confidential. So once again, a member of the public totally could walk in and look at it any day of the week. The general public, the internet's not supposed to know. Pretty much, if you're a British citizen, they're fine with you knowing. But so, guy releases the documentation. The documentation very clearly shows how it's supposed to be laid out. Like it has a very specific setup, a very specific layout, so that it can offer maximum armor protection without, while hopefully not providing any obvious weak points, as armor is supposed to do. And War Thunder, they essentially slapped back at the dude saying, yeah, you shouldn't release this information. That's supposed to be classified, blah, 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 blah. And then they didn't bother to actually fix the issue that the guy essentially just risked his life to put out on the internet, or at least make something similar to it that isn't quite the same.
Right.
Because even though I don't think it's right for the dude to have released it on the War Thunder forums, number one, it's not unexpected. War Thunder forums has military leaks all the flipping time. So, on that front, like, whatevs to some extent. Like, I hope anytime when somebody releases classified documentation, they receive the appropriate punishment for that. But in terms of War Thunder, at this point, they should always just, okay, yeah, you're not supposed to do that, slap on the wrist in terms of, well, they probably shouldn't even bother, punishing the person because, I mean, you just pissed off a government. Governments
Right.
don't like it when they're mad.
You won't like me when I'm angry.
Yeah. Like governments have a hard enough time being kind and cordial when they're not mad, and then you go and make them mad. I mean, me and you've heard of plenty of government stories. There's a reason why I don't like government being massive. I'm fine with them having massive militaries and massive military budgets, but beyond that, I'm always concerned about. All right, should we really be making laws for that? Should the government really be involved in that in particular?
You're like the Taiwanese. You like the Taiwanese chick from Cat in the Hat. You tell him, Kwajang, no more big government.
Well, once again, it, I'll say right now, the more the government can do in the dark and never has to bring to the light, never has to bring to the light of day, the more concerned I am about it.
Right.
So wait, are these cars full? I'm just being tricked because yeah, they are because they didn't reassign properly.
USS Valiant,
Okay, that's a
NX
problem.
210.
Uh, let's take you and we will quickly try to fix this problem. Forward, road, speed. And then let's make sure that our points are set. But yeah, so, you know, it's one of my big frustrations of War Thunder. Like, they're going to go out of their way and claim we are the most accurate warfighting game out there. Which, in many ways, they are very accurate. They are very, you know, but you start getting into the nuances of stuff and, like, M1 Abrams, so mainline M1 Abrams, haven't been killed by an external threat. They have been killed by allied vehicles. So they've had friendly fire incidents, but a friendly fire incident taking out an M1 Abrams is a completely different story to, you know. And granted, I must specify US M1 Abrams. There have been M1 Abrams taken out, but those are not the ones that the US is rocking. They're the ones given out to other governments, which have a lot of the advanced armored plating removed. Makes them cheaper that way.
Cheaper.
Not only that, but you also now don't have to worry about, you know, bad actors knowing how your armor is laid out. Potential bad actors. So, yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
It's a huge part of the reason why, generally speaking, I am not the biggest fan in the world of War Thunder. Very neat game. Lots of. I like how the combat plays in it. But man, when you start getting into the top tier play, like here, I'll take one of the best examples that has the least the most declassified material on it. The Sidewinder L Lima. It is a it is the air-to-air missile that single-handedly changed the game of air-to-air combat. Taking it from a game of who can get on the other guy's tail and either shoot him with guns or hit him with a heat seeker first. Unless you're talking radar missiles, in which case they were unfair at that point already. But their problem was is that radar missiles need a good bit of range in order to be effective. Blah, 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 blah. In the weeds. But the heat seeker, the Sidewinder Lima, completely changes the game. And so, for example, Argentina, when they invaded in what are the islands called again?
Falklands.
Yeah, the Falklands. So when the Falklands were invaded by Argentina, the reason why it went so poorly for the Argentinians, at least one of the reasons why it went so poorly, outside of just taking on the British Empire in general. British are weird when it comes to warfare.
They are.
Moving on, outside of the fact that they took on the British and the British decided that no, you just fucked around and now you're about to find out. Um, just minor details. The frickin' Sidewinder Lima would see a major debut in that fight, and the Harriers, which are arguably an inferior jet in many ways to what the Argentinians were putting up, because we're talking a flexible naval based jet taking on land based fighters. That generally isn't a good mix for your naval based fighters. And yet your the Harriers were able to go completely toe to toe with them. And a huge part of that was well, number one, the tactics the British were using. Number two, the flight hours. But number three, the freaking missiles they had on hand. Sidewinder Limas are phenomenal. You don't have to get behind an airplane to blow it up with a Sidewinder Lima. You can just, oh, hey, there he is, get a good lock. The missile does a pretty good job of ignoring most interfering heat aspects and does a fantastic job of blowing aircraft out of the sky when the warhead doesn't get screwed up. Problem with the early models, not so much with the later models. Based off of the last set of reports, at least I was, I don't know, heard of. The last set of reports, I'll admit I don't dive into these reports too often. But based off of the last set of reports I read, they're doing really good. Matter of fact, right now they're having a bigger problem where, if we're talking the U.S. stockpile in particular, although I don't know if this is true anymore after what's been going on between Russia and Ukraine, but the biggest problem the U.S. was actually having with their remaining Sidewinder stockpile is the fact that a lot of it has just been sitting forever and hasn't been getting used. Once again,
So
I don't
they
know
could have
how.
expired at that point.
Yeah, because they do have batteries on board and batteries go bad. That's actually what happened with why the US was so happy to hand out the javelins to Ukraine, was because the batteries in them were about to go bad. So you could either pay a costly process to de-arm the warhead and swap out the battery, or you could just have some mother trucker use it.
Some European mother trucker.
Yeah. I think I already did the math, and it just makes more sense to send him to Europe and tell a mother trucker to stab a mother trucker with a multi-million-dollar missile. Because hey, then you don't have to pay the cost of rearming it. Well,
Yep.
de-arming it. Yeah. Oh yeah, and to the handful of Russians out there who may hear this and go, well, it's sad that the U.S. is wasting their entire stockpile. We didn't. We wasted our old stuff. We didn't waste the new stuff.
And now the Russians watching are like, and I quote, "Chevaux bliat."
No, the whole. I'll say right now, my big problem with Russian equipment is number one, the vast majority of it was built while the country was communist,
Was.
and dude, you realize
It
that
still
almost there.
technically is.
I'd say was because I'm being generous.
Dude, all the Russian Federation is a rebrand of the Soviet Union.
You're not wrong, but I'm also not willing to, be stabbed over
Sorry.
it
Sorry.
because
It's a rebrand and slightly less territory than the Soviet Union.
it has less to. I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole bunch of geopolitical politics that I just don't want to get into. The basic gist of it is that when the USSR existed, Russia built a lot of military equipment, so much that that Russia, following the collapse of the USSR, was able to literally just operate off of those stockpiles. The problem is that regardless of if it was good when it was built brand new, which most of the time it wasn't, but that's a whole different topic for another time. But regardless of if it was good when it was built, which I would argue a lot of Russian equipment was, once again, we're in the weeds. But regardless of how well it was built, if a piece of equipment sits for too long, it will eventually become useless. This goes for explosives, mechanical equipment. Like, you can go down the list. Time will ultimately destroy everything. It's a huge problem when we talk about preservation because, you put something out in the weather and Mother Nature will try to destroy it and return it to nature. Aiden, am I wrong?
You are not wrong. Look at the Titanic. It's a perfect example. Things been
Yeah.
sitting underwater for almost 120 years.
Honestly, I'm very much of the opinion that if you want to make sure something never ever changes, put it in a lead line box and spend the billions upon billions of dollars, potentially even trillions, and get it into space. And then put it in
Or
orbit of something.
send it to the moon.
Yeah, that would work too. But once again,
Because
it has to be in a lead
the
line
lunar
box.
rovers probably all the lunar rovers probably need are new batteries.
Yeah, a lot of them are that way. The reason why I specify a lead line box, though, is that one of the issues that your older rovers have, that granted NASA did a great job protecting them, but um, if you do not give them the appropriate protection, the lack of atmosphere in space, the solar radiation will eventually destroy a lot of stuff,
Look at
specifically
the
circuitry.
well, I was going to say look at the flags. Look at the flags on the moon too.
Oh yeah, the you
They're
you put a
probably
flag.
bleached.
Yeah, we believe that they are sun bleached and no longer, they look like the traditional French flag, as we would say.
Except with the texture of stars and stripes.
Yeah, because the sewing and embroidering is still there, but the your pigments will have faded,
Because
unfortunately.
of the solar radiation.
Well, I mean, sun bleaching is very much still a thing. It's why if you have the option between storing something outside and storing it inside, you should almost always store it inside.
Hence why some of the old flags that have been stored inside.
Dude, it's the reason why the Declaration of Independence still exists.
Exactly. Or it's like why the Star Spangled Banner still exists.
Either way, you're proving my point. But yeah, time is the ultimate weapon. And when we're talking about Russia, which there are a lot of geopolitical, I don't know if they're necessarily a geopolitical issue, but Russia has a lot of issues when it comes to the stuff that has been in long term storage. And if we ignore the issues in relation to that, like, we're, let's just take the AK 47. The AK 47 is the ultimate example of why I don't really. When Russia says, "Oh yeah, our equipment is the best; it lasts forever. Uh, Nothing's ever wrong with it. Our missiles hit 100%." The reason why I don't believe them is the AK-47 is still being forced to fire corrosive ammo, not because Russia can't build non-corrosive ammo, but because they have such a large stockpile of corrosive ammo that they can't be bothered to build the non-corrosive crap.
What's
Which, if
what's non what's corrosive ammo?
basically, as you fire this ammo, and if you don't clean your gun regularly, which keep in mind that part of the AK 47's reputation is that, oh, you never have to clean it. But if you do not clean the gun regularly, it will eventually eat through the metal of the gun and destroy it. It's the reason why
That
AK 47s have a reputation for not being accurate. Because eventually the guns can eat, they will eat themselves to death if you're firing corrosive ammo through them, which generally isn't a problem over here in the States because, well, number one, uh, we don't use those chemicals, and number two, our ammo isn't corrosive.
did we ever use corrosive ammo?
I think everyone technically, I don't know. I would have to look into it. I just know the Russians have corrosive ammo, which is a huge problem, and it's part of the reason why AKs need to be built more robustly because, well, you know, it's almost like when the terrorists were moving, when the U.S. pulled out and they started getting the terrorists got a bunch of M4s. The reason why they were moving over to M4s was, well, partially because they're M4s and partially because they weren't burned out pieces of shit.
Like their AKs.
Yeah. And part of that was from them firing corrosive ammo, and part of that was just their old guns, which have probably seen a gun workshop maybe twice in their entire lifetime. one of those times is when it was actually manufactured.
At the AK plant in Leningrad.
Yeah, assuming that they're one of those ones. Either way, like that they've never been serviced, never been maintained, which is why they're in such crap state. Either way, the entire situation around War Thunder, since that was the original topic we were on, the entire situation around it is just kind of sad because top tier play. Don't get me wrong, it's kind of awful as it is. Uh, the game has way too much emphasis on the pay to win. Well, I shouldn't say pay to win, on the premium aspects of the game. So like you practically need to be running premium time to make any real effort, and even then you will stall out. Like the game is literally built, as most free to play games are, that once you hit a certain point, you stall out, and you know, like what's the point? It also doesn't help that when for a long time, hell, even now, just about any time when the nephews come over, they want to play that game so that they can train to get new aircraft and new vehicles and new ships. And I'll admit, I'm guilty. I've bought plenty of equipment in that game. I'm completely guilty of it. Sue me. But at the same time, like, I will admit, I want to play a game to have fun with it, not to waste my life slaving away for the next thing. That's one thing that I'll give to World of Tanks is, yeah, sure, the game's built around premium time, but the game also legitimately is built in such a way that the game expects you to play it before it's willing to unlock its coffers to you. Versus War Thunder, where I can literally just buy Golden Eagles all day and just buy entire tech trees. It'll cost me, what, at least a couple thou per tech tree. But you can legitimately just unlock everything in that game using Golden Eagles alone. And never play an hour. Never play 5 minutes. You can just unlock everything. It'll probably cost you $1 million to get everything because of how expensive everything gets, but you can do it. That's one thing I'll give to World of Tanks, at least in terms of the gold ammo issue that the game has. They at least did the smart thing a while back and made it to where it was, uh, for anyone who's completely unaware of World of Tanks politics, World of Tanks used to have an issue that the pay to win, uh, the pay to win was to use gold ammo. So you buy gold ammo, yeah, cost gold coins. It was the only way to buy it.
I remember you complaining about that a lot.
Yeah, but they did away with that and made it to where you could buy it with credits, and they made it to where, as much as I dislike it, they made it economical so you can do it, especially if you're running premium time. Makes it pretty easy to run whatever the heck you like, and you can run the gun. You can either play the game on a slightly harder mode, but earn a lot more silver just by running standard shells and aiming for weak points, or you can play it on easy mode and run gold ammo. And I guess the final note I have to add to all of that is that there are definitely some tanks where you might as well just run the standard ammo. There are some tanks where the only way to get any real use out of its gun is to fire gold. And there are some tanks which are just HE monsters and will blow you up because you exist. Hi, KV2.
Don't you mean the refrigerator?
It's a portable refrigerator. It has treads. And has a top speed of 4.5. But yeah, that's the main reason why I prefer World of Tanks over. Also, I'm echoing through you. That's the main reason why I prefer World of Tanks over War Thunder, is just because it feels less scummy. And then when you move over to World of Warships, in comparison to the naval combat in frickin'
War
War Thunder,
Thunder.
like World of Warplanes is a joke. I'll handily
This
give
is
air combat
this
to
is
War Thunder.
this is what you this is pretty much what I'm about to say
No,
is
no, don't
pretty much
don't.
our normal our
Let's not,
normal
Aiden. Let's not get into it. Let's just say World of Warplanes is junk, and we'll leave it at that.
World of
Versus,
Warplanes has a cheating problem.
it definitely seems to, but I don't know to what extent, and I'd have to do a lot more research on it to be definitive. But yeah, the game has major problems, and we're gonna leave it at that.
Well,
No,
yeah,
Aiden, I don't want to dissect it here. But World of Warships, I'll say right now that it's so much more enjoyable over War Thunder's naval combat that it's a flippin' joke. And some of it has to
so
do with what?
do we want to do a round of World of Warships now?
When you're refusing to join me in Choo Choo's?
I was going to join you, but you never took my hint.
What hint? What do I need to
I
do
was
to get you to join?
I hinted at, oh yeah, what I can't find you. I can't find the proper railroad I need to join.
Oh. You already know what railroad it is.
Well, it wasn't up. That was what I
That's
was
right.
hinting at, Dummkopf.
Do
Why
you
did
still
you
want to
not
join?
disappear, sir? My
Do you
stance
still
is
want to
first
join?
go. I'd like to do Planet of the Water Vehicles.
Nope. I'm running a railroad right now. I got 3 cars I need to get to the top of the mountain because that's currently what they're set to. Now,
What time is it?
time for you to get a. Anyways,
All right. Well, I'm gonna actually hit the bed
why?
because it's almost midnight.
Why?
Reasons.
Why do you forsaken me like this?
Good question.
For another time?
Yes. Anyway, I'll talk with you later.
You're rude.
Yep. Bye.
Alright. So he's willing to. Why isn't this moving over? That's 8. That's car 8. Can we drop it? None. 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 Alright. Now let's reset things. See? That reset the car. Okay, that's what we need to do. So you are L1. You. You. Operation. L1. Equipment. Sell equipment. Don't sell equipment. Resets it. Sweet. Sweet. This needs to be in their handbook. They had a handbook. Reset. Okay. Choo choo. Choo choo go downhill. Choo choo go downhill really fast because we need to get to the other set of switches. How annoying. Mm. 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 Yep. Come on, push it in. Mm. Come on, train, push it up. You got this. Mm. We have managed 10 miles an hour. And because we don't want to try getting this train back up here to move the 3 cars, we're stopping. Mm-hmm. We should have gone earlier. Oh well, live and learn. Grab you, full throttle, go. I need to figure out what times are best for passenger. Mm. On. Are you kidding me? That car's ready to go now, too? How close are you? Not even close. Good. Meh. Oh, that's interesting. Kind of like a check that you need to do every so often. I wonder if you ever have to technically drain the bogies to and put fresh oil in, because you do have to do that for road cars. Mm, mm, how interesting. Mm, 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 mm. Mem- mm, mm. Hurry it up. Mhm. Come on. Yeah. You have point 0.6 of a log, apparently. Yeah. Water sauce. Well, I'm not sure how this is ultimately going to work out. All that I know is that this is right now a waiting game, and that I am no longer waiting. Save. Quit. Save. Let's start up. There's something I want to check when I get in. Let's start up. Come on. Might as well give you an update here. Mm. Mm. Ah, that was a big snooze. Mhm. Mhm. All right. So here's what's going on. We have a new iron mining facility that's slowly going up. We've killed bugs here, bugs over here, bug expansions over there. I think that's dead. We're gonna need more trees. Oh yeah, here comes our supply train of fly boys. Yeah, we're basically waiting for a lot of resources. Once we get this mining operation properly going, it should be able to help us keep going. Mm, there goes our ride. But we need to do work up here. Come on. We're gonna have to wait for the stuff to get back. Basically, this is meant to try and keep things balanced. have a way to get this back on track. Do we have any more? Yeah, more logistics bots. Are they being charged? Is that why they haven't been launched? Mm. Comes more iron. We should probably make a generic design for those. Yeah, we should probably make a generic design for a basic but powerful turret grid involving lasers. Here's the real test. Can our iron mine keep up with our train? Right now it's looking like no. Doesn't help that we don't have red belts fully automated. Hmm. Yeah, if we could get this done. Oh, it launched them. Good. We're gonna have more iron and steel coming up. Hmm. So let's cook up that modular wall design. So let's devise this. So we do group of 5. 3 walls. Actually, we should probably do one more wall. drones flying. Yeah. Get a new blueprint. Laz. MKWX. Perfect. Just as dumb as it looks. That might be a problem. Is that because of the better connections? Oh, it's not. No. Whoops. Cancel all of that. Let's keep building more lasers. Yeah, I just want to build them as fast as we can get our supplies delivered. Okay, that's good. I need more logistics ports. And for that, we're going to need more steel. We could save ourselves a little bit by just dismantling this segment. I think we're going to do. I don't know how much I need to disassemble. So we'll hold off. Here we go. Where is the port? There's the port. There's our substation. More or less. Right up. Right up. Ah, you're not in field. Right, we dealt with the northern invaders. We need more walls. We need deliveries. Crown of Thieves. Why are these yellow status? Hmm. Mm. 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 Walls. Use these walls to build up our fortress. Let our supplies get delivered. We're still not building enough. We're not going to be able to because our supply train is just too long. Come on. Keep dropping those walls in place. Continue exporting. Mm. We should probably just move closer to the main base and then allow those systems just slowly build things over here. I'm just worried right now of another attack, especially because our AA tank's all the way up here now. And it would be nice to get more of this done because this is iron supply. Now, if we can get this train reliably dumping iron. Hmm. Mm. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, if we shorten our personal supply trains, then this should at least speed this up a bit. Mm. Mhm. It's random which ones it decides. Oh yeah, this one gets it first. It's also annoying that it keeps going for like the rear sets. So our train should be done. Mm, that was iron one. We need iron two to leave. Oh, so the yellows are construction bots. So you're coming up with our the power pole. Come on. Mm, so we just need two more laser guns, which we are building now. Mm, the train's here. Our Flak Panzer can just remain there. We have 90 seconds of loading here. Mm, mm. Come on. I'm assuming we're just not getting deliveries. Yep, we're departing. Let's have a look. So, here we are back at the station. Looks like our iron lines are pretty well backed up. A huge part of that is that we just aren't building anything over here yet. Outside of steel. We are making steel. Lots of steel. We need more steel. I think we're ready for this add-on yet. How did coal end up in here? Dump the iron. Yeah, now our construction bots are able to pull a lot more of it local, so now they can give us a lot more faster. Technically, want to pull from this line. Mm. Yeah, basically now instead of having our supply chain fly all the way up here, they're now just flying there direct. Oh, jeez. Armies of construction bots. What are we falling short on? Deal. Mm-hmm. The bricks holding us up now? Probably. And we are not automatically restocking bricks, which is both good and bad. Hmm. Alright, we can't just keep standing around, although we are getting a ton of deliveries. Keep dropping. Delivering and then keep throwing everything else out. All right. We need iron plate and gear production. Well, iron plate. So yeah, we need gears and iron plates. We'll build them off of these two. Here's the thinking. Gonna do that there, that there. Keep dropping it off. Keep plates. We are going to be manufacturing a ton of gears. There we go. We'll put our construction equipment for gears down here. We'll bring the iron across here. And I have a phone call. Sorry about that. Long call. So yeah, we have red belts being automated. We have new avenues for gears and conveyors to be put on the line. We're going to prepare a red belt production. Oh, jeez. All right, sweet. Good, good, good. We're going to put in another row of instructors. Yeah, it's going to be nice having supply lines down here. We could upgrade the... Yeah, we'll upgrade these fellas to blue. Because they're essentially just keeping our line supplied. And they're going to help keep this stuff building. So that will all be good. Yeah, we got gears being made. The gears immediately get fed into there. And this line's not going because it doesn't need iron plates. Fudge. Let's fix it. Let's fix it. Let's fix it. That's tons of time. We need to rip all of that out. Here they come. A bunch of logistics spots, and those need to go in together. Okay, yellow conveyor. Conveyor. Put a yellow conveyor in right here. Keep them going on that line. Wait. Where are we grabbing our gears from? Here for sure. We could pop it out there while having this look somewhat nice. So do that. All right. There's our logistics and construction bots. Let me guess, they're hauling it all the way out there. Yep. We need more bots. Do a short hop to there. And then what we can do is we can actually cancel the well, we need the deconstruct to get everything off. Yeah. We'll just rip it up ourselves. There we go. Now those got gears coming in. Grab medium power poles and set them up over here. Sweet. Now we got red conveyors piling up, which is good. We're gonna need these in no shortage. But we might as well just prep blue construction now. That's gonna be next type of conveyor. How do you? Yeah. We can still just bring the gears in like how we did previously. We may actually need to like double our gear manufacturing. We could probably just speed it up by just throwing blue inserters on here. Here, let's check. Yeah, they're not being overstocked. So yeah, we'll throw you on, see what that does to the line, and if that's insufficient, we can add in another set of machines here. Mm-hmm. I think the other problem is, though, is that we're not... This area isn't backing up either because of this here. But yeah, so what we'll do, bring that in there. Shift it down so that you take up that spot. Oh, nope. Do not want you on that line. But what you'll do is you'll hop underneath that line. Or to there. This line will hop from there to there. Actually, no, this one doesn't need to hop. It will just turn. There we go. And this line can hop out to there, and we'll just build a... Because blue conveyors are the end of our construction chain in terms of conveyors. So we can just stockpile them beyond this point. Blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mm. There goes our red conveyor line, which will do what we've done with all of these lines so far. We'll chuck one there, chuck the red there. And we'll worry about getting power to it here in a moment. Need more red. Perfect. I'm assuming that the reason why we don't have more of these... Where are all of our logistic spots? Hmm. Alright, we're not ready for this part of our logistics train yet. Alright, so what's slowing us down over here? And it's that this entire system isn't insane enough. This is mildly concerning, considering. Hmm. So there's supposed to be a certain amount of stockpiled that's supposed to pull. Then I mean that's not helping. Supposed to be another one there. But that can't keep up. But I wanted it to be somewhat like this. The only frustration is that this system still isn't keeping up. How did coal get in the system? Did we accidentally mine up some coal? Hmm. We should just double up these conveyor lines. So middle line's here. Mm. And if that line's struggling to keep up, then those ones are too. Although in hindsight, we should probably just upgrade these to red. Mm. Yeah, just by doing that, we've more than doubled our output. Fortunately, the system still is barely not keeping up. And part of that is that all of this is just getting filled. Hmm. Does that get us caught up by speeding up those lines? Nope. Hmm. Keep it going. Mm-hmm. Hmm. There we go. That should at least buy us some time. Are you caught up? Mm-hmm. That's technically wrong. Come on. Let's let the iron feed in there. There we go. Hopefully with double the gear manufacturing and hopefully the iron can keep up. It isn't. Let's don't want we hook it in there. If we could get even more iron off of these lines, I would, but these lines are struggling as is. Where did that coal come from? How was coal getting on our production line? We don't have this issue. There's an issue where if I have one of the yellow chests on it, it will pull the material from a yellow chest. Where's the system getting coal from? Because it has to get it from somewhere. Goodness, there's more coal in this line, too. Is there a mining drill that's pulling coal? And then it's getting mixed into our... Don't want to fix this. For starters. Yeah, so all of our iron lines are being affected, which means it has to be coming from upstream. Is annoying, but fixable. We weren't having the problem before. I think I found it. Cancel loading. Mm-hmm. Let's continue. We'll set this engine to manual. We'll let it load as we figure out if what I think's going on is what's going on. Manual. Is it this train or is it the other one? Alright, so with this train down, if we find more coal in the line, we know it's not this train. Nope. I think exactly what I thought happened. So I think there was like an itty bitty coal pile in this mix. And yeah. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Head back to the iron plant. Oh, we just turned on automation. Nice. Zoom. Right. Mm-hmm. We're going to need to figure out more efficient iron solutions, but we're there. Wait, is that? It doesn't matter. Um. Mm, hmm. Gears are full. The gear line should eventually slow down as that's full, so the yellow line's completely backed up. And these aren't even building yet. So once that's full, this entire system should freeze. Before then, There's 20 in the network. It could build it right now. Did we lose some drones? I'll need to check somehow. Mm, hopefully this helps to reduce our northern carbon. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Luckily, we haven't gone through too many network. Mm-hmm. How's our tree manufacturing looking? I need to expand that setup massively. Mm-hmm. What does our robot frames currently? We're gonna need a lot more steel. Luckily, we have good steel production, even if right now our iron delivery is bad. Are there really not enough inserters in the system? Or is the system just being dumb? Then again, we have a lot of personal materials that need to be delivered. We should get circuits being mass produced. What do green circuits require again? There it is, copper. So it specifically needs copper. Hmm. Get everything built. Get supplies out of here. Hmm. Get more logistics bots flying. Hmm. Well, save game. Wait. I have all of that to figure out next time, but it's time to move on to something else. Something that I was waiting for in the background. There we go. All right, there's one thing I gotta know right away. Close. Why, hello there, Mr. Popeye. Hmm. Start the fight. I see. Hmm. We'll just make that purchase on stream. How you my new ship? Yeah, I think it's Yorktown that they added. Hmm. Hmm. Yep, it would have to have been Yorktown. Gonna make it primary because it's somewhat special. So these are permanents. So it took our bottle caps. But what did our bottle caps give us? I want to double check. Because you Enterprise D skin for Premium Enterprise. Okay, so we didn't get a new ship. Just I don't think so. Because I think I already had Enterprise. Yeah. Bad. There we go. Now the ship looks ridiculous. It's not the worst skin ever. Mm-hmm. And this should still be able to be used in an operation, right? Yes, I'm well aware. Mm-hmm. We'll see if we'll be on tomorrow. Don't know. We'll see if I'll be on. Freaking, what's the time? We'll see if I'll be on tomorrow. We'll see if we're on Wednesday. I can practically guarantee that there won't be. Well, I can practically guarantee Thursday, and I can guarantee Friday and Saturday are, you know, no goose.
Autopilot mode enabled.
This is Base Commander. Good luck. Try not to lose a single ship and save our base structures from destruction. Reconnaissance data suggests
Our success in this mission is heavily going to depend on
radius of defense
our entire team.
attack will begin earlier. Awaiting instructions.
Peregrine fighters. Zoom. Bring her around. Let's see if we can get the timing down.
This is Base Commander. Support ship approaching the second battery line. Engaging enemy.
Make this approach. Launch these. More Peregrine fighters. But now we have one less engine. Come on.
Waypoint reached.
Let's go in for an attack. Mm-hmm.
Reconnaissance reporting. Second attack launched. This is Base Commander. Support ship bridge battery 1.
Mm.
Restoring the battery. Attention. Destroy all enemy forces before the principal attack is launched and secure the carrier's retreat to the base.
Let's just keep trying to cause as much damage as we can with the GIMP state that they've left all of these ships in.
Engaging enemy.
Altitude low and torpedoes away. And then return.
Waypoint reached.
Bring in the bombers. Good. Torpedo hits. The first bit of havoc that we're trying to reap right now is just the fact that we're trying to keep things spotted. Yeah, we completely butchered that attack run. Let's see if we can get them on the second run. Aircraft are taking a lot of damage. Doesn't help that we're in range of everything. Five critical hits on that battleship. Don't know if it'll be enough. Oh, that's interesting. So I gave him little missiles.
Reconnaissance reporting. Third attack is about to be launched.
Fighter airborne. Attention. Reporting a target position.
Fire. Good. Good flipping hit.
Approaching target.
Come back around. Our final attack. Alright. So, is there any visual indications? So, the previous ones had missiles on the outside, and I'm not seeing torpedoes. Technically, I believe on the Peregrine fighters, they're supposed to have two little red dots somewhere on them, which indicates where their torpedoes would fire from. Hurry it up. Go a little bit further because he's actually traveling at a good speed and drop. We call those launch. All behind. don't know how many fighter groups are in the air. Hurry up. All the torpedoes in and lock. Torpedoes to port. Flying high.
Reconnaissance reporting. Principal attack is underway. Attention. A large enemy aircraft carrier entered the combat zone. Destroy her.
Mm.
Waypoint reached.
Mhm. Our bombers to the skies. Come on. Hmm. All right. I'm not using British bombers. Launch our missiles. Zip away. Keep cycling aircraft. What? Great.
Ship is on fire.
Next team.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Fighter destroyed.
Autopilot mode disabled.
Hard support.
Problem solved, sir. The ship is on fire. The ship is on fire. Fighter destroyed. The ship is on fire.
Without seeing what the team did, it's hard to know how they messed up. This is a mission that is very easy to mess up. The key to success in this mission is to focus fire on the light stuff. Focus your fire on lighter ships so that you can take them out quickly, and then focus your fire on the heavy ships. The other thing you need to try and do is, in particular, your carriers need to try and keep their fire focused properly. See if we can put the island between us and them. And hopefully that battleship is so focused on the cruisers that it can't shoot at us. And right now we're literally just fighting for whatever air crews we can get. Keep it hard to port.
Autopilot mode enabled.
The ship is on fire.
Hope this counts for something. To sum up this game's problem in terms of this specifically, and why the carriers in particular seem so pathetic.
Reporting. Task completed. Enemy carrier destroyed.
The reason why that is the case is because carriers used to be the most broken singular asset in the game. You used to be able to launch multiple different aircraft groups, and you'd essentially play them like an RTS. And then just coordinate your air groups onto target. Unfortunately, they determined that that was way too powerful, which is somewhat fair, but they decided to change up their gameplay to what it currently is, and quite frankly, I'm very much of the opinion that they completely ruined them in the process. Because not only did they nerf nerf the way they play, but they also nerfed the absolute guts out of their damage. Because their torpedo aircraft used to deal as much damage, well, close to the amount of damage that destroyers did. So, yeah, I'm mildly annoyed. That being said, I'm gonna turn in early because, like I said earlier, I got stuff going.